we are going to look at a physical contributor to well-being, diet. Bettina.
So parents won't be surprised to hear that what children eat and what they drink is important for brain functioning. But again, there's been lots of studies that have shown this importance, demonstrated it experimentally. For example, there was a study that found that for children, giving them a substantial breakfast or some food, actually they made 2 months of progress in terms of their maths and their literacy. So it seems very, very important.
Sometimes my daughter runs out of the house and I'm not sure I've always given her bread.
Yes, okay. It's an important thing that we need to think about. It's also important to help kids to kind of tune into their signals, and we do this by asking them the right questions. Trying to get them to link not only how they feel when they're hungry and thirsty, but also the impact they might have noticed on their functioning and on their learning. Yeah. So that's the first thing. That one of the really important things about diet is the importance of modelling. So we think that what we tell our children is the best way in which we teach them. Actually, the best way to teach your children anything is to model it yourself. So think about how you model healthy diet, when you eat, how much you eat, those kinds of things in the home.
So not telling mother, sit down, and then I'm rushing around with the food.
Exactly. Yeah.
Told.
And then the final thing, and there is study after study that has shown this enormous positive impact of having regular meal times as a family and well-being and health for children, for many years to come. So I would really fight for that in your family, just to come together as often as you can, but even if you just do it once a day as a family to eat together.
Okay, so that other than the eating together, how else could that translate into your sort of home life?
Well, I think it's about encouraging them to focus on their internal states. Again, that cause and effect is going to come up again and again in these physical contributors, trying to help them to notice what happens.
And thirsty as well, hungry and thirsty.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think there's a lot of evidence now for encouraging what they call intuitive eating. Our bodies tell us when we're hungry and when we're full. So we just need to ask the right questions. Are you still hungry? And if you have a child who's going for a third piece of cake, then maybe try to just say to them, maybe you need something different because that doesn't seem to be filling you up. So really focus on that.
Yeah.
I think there's in today's society we have to be a little bit careful about body image. Yeah. And a lot of people can have this complicated relationship between diet and body image. There are messages all over the place that we should be valued for what we look like on the outside rather than who we are on the inside. So really never explicitly commenting on your child's body shape, good or bad, is a very important thing for parents to consider. And then the other thing that I think we've talked about a little bit, haven't we, is how can we encourage young people to take part in meal planning? Yeah. It can be a really good idea to give them some responsibility, maybe even one night a week they cook.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and then they can be involved in thinking about all the different, food types and what is a balanced meal. And teenagers in particular will really rise to being given that kind of responsibility.
Thank you, Bettina. That was great. So now perhaps looking at our 2 questions. First of all, pick 2 or 3 habits that you would like to change as a family around food. And not just negative ones about cutting down on sugar and so on, but also positive. Where could you add in more fruit or vegetables? In fact, Bettina, thinking about habits, you got any tips to help with habit changing?
Yeah, think about friction. So the things that you want your children to eat, make them easier to access. So for example, put the fruit in the middle of the table, put the croissants in the top cupboard that's much harder for them to find.
Okay. And secondly, are there opportunities to involve children in the planning and preparation of mealtimes to really help them develop this crucial life skill?
And again, thinking about the 3-2-1, the 1, is there something that you can think of in your family, bearing in mind all of the science that you've heard about diet, that you might want to change?